Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around we are doing dragons and more dragons and more dragons. I'm basically categorizing or guiding you through every single dragon there is in Trove. So if you watched this video or if you watched one of these videos before, the intro is going to be the same for each and every single video. I'm going to use the same one for each one so I can explain to the people that do click a random one and not just the first one that you know, this is the same, and kind of explaining how it goes. So if you've seen this intro, you can click ahead. In the description there is links to a bunch of stuff, but also to timestamps, so you can get to whatever dragon you are looking for if you just want to skip ahead. But if you haven't watched this intro, I suggest you do so. There's not going to be a lot of talking or a lot of entering into this, but there is a little bit explaining why I didn't put all the dragons into the same video. It's because that over time Trove introduces new dragons, and those dragons, if I make one big video, I can't put all those, so I have to make a different one. So I decided that I wanted to do at least 3 dragons in a video, maybe more, up to like 7 or something, like some that made sense to put together. So some of the videos are a little bit longer than others, some are a little bit shorter, but they are categorizing all of them. So when they introduce new dragons, as they did not too recently, they introduced 3 new dragons. Those 3 new dragons, you know, is just gonna end up in the playlist that is on the channel. So it's just, you know, go through all of them as it is. It is says in the title which ones is what, and also in the description, of course, so you can kind of figure out which dragons you are looking for. So that's basically the intro, so there's not really much more to say. That was just explaining why I did it like I did it, and not in one big video, as that there's a lot of dragons out there. And yeah, so that was the intro. Now we can start going into the dragons. Enjoy. So for the first dragon in this video, we are going to talk about this one right here. I am not going to go ahead and butcher the name, but if you are looking for specific dragons, it's always in the timestamps that goes for all the dragon videos, so go check that out if you're looking for, again, specific dragons for your needs. This dragon here is very simple to get, or very easy to obtain. It cannot be used on a golden dragon effigy, but you can get it pretty simply, and that is by, of course, going into your mastery right here. It does give you, you do need to get 300 mastery ranks, which can be, you know, not super easy, but it's not too hard either. But in the bracket from 201 to 300, you can see here the final reward is this dragon right here. If it wants to show it, that would be super nice. But yeah, this is the dragon. So very simple. You just master, you know, you get up your ranks. 300 is not super hard to get anymore. It was that back in the day, but now it's pretty simple to get. So 300 is very simple, easily to get. Again, you can't use a golden dragon effigy on it. It does have to just be unlocked through that one. But then when you do get to 300, you don't have to do anything else. It's just going to be unlocked. You're going to have it. It isn't going to cost you any materials or anything like that. So just by getting the 300 ranks, you are going to get yourself a dragon. So guaranteed dragon at 300. Pretty simple, and we can move on to the next dragon. So the next dragon right here is actually the upgraded version of the one we just had, and you get it in this exactly the same way. Again, you cannot use a golden dragon effigy. What you get with this one is the 700 mastery. So when you do get to 700, that is sort of a daunting task. It's not super easy. You can see right as I'm recording this one, I'm only 747 ranks of right now. So you can see here, when you get to that one, this also can be used as a Magrider. So it's kind of an upgraded version in that sense, also with the visuals and also with, you know, looking the bigger wings and such. But again, you don't have to do anything at all. You just get to 700, yeah, I know. But getting to 700, that is going to unlock the dragon. You don't have to craft anything. It's not like an opportunity to then craft it. It's just going to unlock, and you're just going to have an upgraded version. You're still going to have the lower version as well. It's not going to be taking its place, but you will have the upgraded version just by hitting that 700 mastery points. Again, no golden dragon effigy, but just getting it for free when you do hit the 700 mastery ones as well. So it's pretty simple, as we just talked about in the previous one. These kind of go hand in hand, but I want to include these 2 dragons because they are every single dragon, right? So how do you actually get these? You are gonna just get it through mastery, and that's pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty nice, and they're actually pretty good looking dragons, if I say so myself, when you do unlock them as well. So that was those 2 dragons. We can move on to the next one.
Alright, so this next dragon is also the friendship dragon, if you could say it. So it is refer 30 friends to, they actually have to level up to like mastery 20 or so, or you have to buy a pack. And these two things is a little bit of a statement, because I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not, because it used to be that when you bought a pack, well, it used to be that when you referred 30 friends, then you would get this dragon automatically, but then they also implemented as a when you bought a pack, then you would also get this one. I don't know if this is true yet, because I have already hit 30 friends, refer them way back, you know, that's how I got this dragon. And then I heard in the future that they were going to do this, not in now future, but after then, that they were going to implement it in the packs. So I'm just going to say, if you really want this dragon right here, do not go ahead and buy a pack just because of that. Have this as an extra bonus, right? Because I don't know if this is going to change in the future. As I'm recording this, I don't know if that is the case right now. I'm not going to go ahead and buy a pack. Of course, not on my main account, my alt account not either, because I don't want to spend money on my alt account just to know if this is actually working. And of course, I cannot refer a 30 friends, that would take way too long and I'd never get this video out. But you can do so if you want to do so. It is a tedious process. I would just go ahead and buy a pack and then get the dragon with it if it actually works. And if it doesn't work, well, then at least you have the pack still. So that's the ways I know how to obtain this dragon as of right now. If it might change in the future, it might be already changed. Just keep that in mind. Please don't, you know, head hunt me with, you know, pitchforks and stuff like that and said you were promising that I was going to get this dragon when I bought a pack. So just keep that in mind. When you buy a pack, it's not guaranteed, but this is how we used to get the refer a friend and also with buying a pack. So keep that in mind when doing it, but that's the only ways right now you can get the immortal dragon here to your inventory if you want to do so. It does say here, if you open up here, it does say like true friendship, you know, so it's definitely something to do with friendship. It doesn't look very friendly, but it is tied into that one. But that's at least the ways I know how to get it. If you know something different, please comment down below so people can stay updated. I will also update the description, of course, if I know something about any dragons that are changing, minor ones that gonna change in the future. So keep that in mind. But anyways, that was the immortal dragon right here. We can move on to the next one. All right, so the next dragon is the Dark Luxarion dragon, as I call it. Also named Call Dragon, I guess, but I call it Dark Luxarion because it resembles Dark Luxarion. So recently, Luxarion got changed. You know, the other Luxarion got changed. I've made a few videos on that one. I'll also explain the new dragons in this one, how to obtain those. That's coming after this one. But I do want to explain this right now. It used to be that you got, you know, every other week there was Dark Luxarion and all the other weeks were a regular Luxarion, right? And it was in the hub, and I posted a bunch of it on the Discord. If you have not seen that, I posted on the Discord, the inventory and such. And it was a pretty simple system, but they upgraded it and did some more with it, which is, I think, is a pretty good idea. But Dark Luxarion has stayed the same. So I'm going to show you guys how you are going to obtain it. So every other week, usually it has been a little wonky since they implemented. So I'm not going to, you know, put all my marbles into one jar, if you could say it like that, and say that it's going to be every other week going forward or whatever it is. I would suggest that you go to the Discord down in this description. That's our community. I will still be posting the inventory every time that you know, Dark Luxarion is going to be in the hub. Usually it also says that in the welcome menu when you get in that he is there, but just check every single Friday. Then you have no issues by doing so. But you are in the hub, as you can see right here. What you are going to do is you are going to take the stairs down here where, you know, regular Luxarion is going to be. I'll talk about that later, but Dark Luxarion is going to be hiding down here, the usual place that's always been. So he's going to basically stand here where I am, and then he's going to have an inventory where you can buy the fragments. So it's pretty simple. You just buy the fragments, and that is how you are going to obtain the dragon. Usually I'm going to remember actually right here how you are going to obtain it. So yes, of course you need the fragments, but that's not the whole thing. You do also have to craft it. So if you go over here to the crafting crucible right over here, and you're going to find Charl right here. It is going to cost you some dragon coins. We know how to obtain dragon coins. If you don't, there's actually videos on my channel. You can actually just find how you're going to obtain dragon coins. Pretty simple. Then of course flux, and then you are going to be using raw chaos chests. So you do have to have 75 of these, and then you have to have 50 of the fragment, which usually is 100. As you can see here, this one has 100 fragments, so it is a little bit less, but he's not going to be there very often in the hub, and you're only allowed to buy like 10 at a time or so. So it's going to take you, usually it took you 10 weeks to get it, because you could buy 10 a week, and then of course you have to do 50, and that's 10 because it's every other week. And then of course you had the chaos chest as well. These are of course not any ways to obtain, so you just have, I would suggest that you get all the fragments for the dragon, and when you do have all the fragments, then you should save your chaos chest, so you don't need any more of them. And like, because these are going to cost you, of course, those chaos cores, which of course comes from the chaos chest. So my suggestion, get the fragments, then save up for the chest, the chaos chest, 75, and then you go ahead and of course you can also, of course, if you want to, there is of course ways to buy them in the store, right? As far as I remember, right under here, as I remember, yeah, you can also just buy them here. You can also buy just 100 each, but it's gonna cost you money, and yeah, you don't really want to do that, right? So anyways, that's how you're gonna obtain the dragon. Just look out for the post on the Discord, or check in game and just go below, check every single Friday, and that's gonna be pretty simple. And then buy the fragments that you have, and then save up the chaos chest right after that. So that's how you can obtain a Dark Luxarion as well. It's a pretty cool dragon, and let's really much him. So that was this dragon. Let's move on to the next one. All right, we are now with Luxarion. We just talked about Dark Luxarion, but now we are going to talk regular Luxarion. And regular Luxarion dragon is basically the same. There's just a little bit of twist how you are going to obtain the souls for it. So it's going to be basically the same, except that it's going to be tied into the new system for Luxarion, and you're not just gonna go ahead and buy the souls every other week as we're used to. So Luxarion's place is still right here. There's gonna be a Luxarion, but it's gonna be once a month. There's gonna be a dragon right here. You can do it. There's also gonna be an in-game quest you can do. We did that last time. Hopefully it's gonna be there next time. I haven't tried it the second time around, but I'll let you guys know on the Discord when the Luxarion is up and running for that week. So it's going to be for a week, not just a weekend as we were used to, but it's going to be there for a week. And basically what you do is that you go ahead and do a bunch of stuff for that week for it, and get as many souls, or like donuts as I call them, donut coins, for this one, and you are going to obtain the dragon. You can still do, you can see here, the forge is still around all the time, so I can show you guys a little bit how it works. As you can see here is the the donut of course, coins as I call them, and he calls this Venturine, not Aventurine, I guess, but this one you obtain for doing, Luxarion things when Luxarion is up. And then you can see right here, this inventory changes all the time, but there you can see right here, the golden Hoard, as you can see, is right here. It's still gonna cost you some dragon coins. It's still gonna cost you these signets right here to obtain the souls. So pretty simple, pretty easy to then afterwards just consume these, of course, souls, and then you will unlock the dragon. So it's pretty simple still, like it's still kind of just go ahead and buy, even though you get these donut things, and you might want to get these donut coins for something else, but this is how you are going to obtain it now with this one as well. So basically, instead of just going ahead and just using only dragon coins, now you also need to get these, and it's very simple, very straightforward to get these, stuff for the donut coins, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. All you have to do worry about in that case is that you make sure he is up, but it shows you in the also in-game welcome menu, and again I will post it on the Discord as well. And just every Friday, just check down here, as I talked about with Dark Luxarion, just check if he's here or not. It doesn't take very long to just check 2 seconds in the hub and see if there's something there. If there's not there, then of course just move on, do whatever you want to do. But as you can see here, it does also remove all of these, not the souls itself and fragments. They do not remove themselves when the week is over, but the other things do. But again, you can only do 15 of these, so my suggestion is just get as much as you can of this, and don't worry about getting to a 15 every single week. Just take your time and you'll get the dragon over time as well. So that is my suggestion, to do that as well. There's no crafting or anything like that with the other thing. You just have to consume the souls, and then there is actually a little bit of steps to it where you actually get this dragon as when you unlock 10 souls, and then it basically goes to this one as well, as you can see right here. And then lastly, it goes from this one as well. Unfortunately, it is not able to be unlocked by a golden dragon effigy. So just have to say it like that. So yeah, no golden dragon effigy for this one as well. So, but anyways, that is how you are going to attain Luxarion the new way. So basically it's very similar as the old one, but just a little twist to the new one. But again, very simple. Again, check out, social medias for whenever this is up, and just, get yourself some donut coins and you are going to get this dragon. So that was Luxarion. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so for the newest dragon we have in our arsenal, if you can say it like that, is not the dragon you're watching right here, but it might be a little bit similar to this one. I think it's a combination of Dark Luxarion and also a regular Luxarion that is going to be there. And I'm going to tell you how you are going to obtain it. It's actually pretty simple, but it's just going to take you some time to do so. And I want to emphasize that it's not really something you want to stress about. That's at least not how I'm going to approach it. Because it can be a little bit pressured into it, I guess, if you want to get it as fast as possible. But I would just take my time with it. If you are going for max mastery, then you should definitely do so as well. But unfortunately, this dragon is not unlockable with a golden dragon effigy. But I will show you how you are going to obtain it. I don't have it myself yet. I can show you that I do have some fragments for it. If I go in here, you can see right down here, I do have 31 fragments. That was like the first time around that I got 31, but I'm probably not going to get 31 in the next time around. I'm just going to, probably get half of that or whatever, because I did go all in the first time around just to see how many I could get as well. But the point is, you are going to obtain it right down here when there is Luxarion week. Actually, no weekend anymore. Now it's Luxarion. And this is also how we, you get the Luxarion dragon, the old Luxarion dragon. So this is the new Luxarion dragon, if you can say it like that. But when are you going to know that it's in, in the hub? You should just check every Friday, or go down in the description and check out our Discord, because I'm going to post whenever Luxarion is ready to go, and you can go ahead and do it. And Luxarion is going to be in its regular place, which is right here. And you can see there's already a forge, so I can show you guys a little bit about it as well. But there's going to be a bunch of stuff you can do here. And you're gonna get these donut coins that you are going to have, so you can craft yourself the fragments. That is very simple, very easy. There is a little bit more to it. I'll show you guys that as well. But basically, all you want to do is go ahead when Luxarion is around, do as much as you want. Again, I don't want to pressure you guys into doing a bunch of it. If you're not gonna get, you can see right here, you can craft 15 of these every single day for like 7 days or something like that. But it's very hard to get that many of these donut coins to, get all 15 every single day. Like you might get like 10 or something like that. Maybe even only 5, that's fine. If you get 5 fragments a day, that's still a lot of them, because you only need 100 fragments. I'll show you guys that as well. So yes, it's only gonna be there once a month, but again, I didn't want to stress about it. I don't think people should do so. I just kind of feel like people have a little bit of a pressure to it as well. But basically, you do a bunch of stuff. You get this adventure, you turn them into the donut coins, and then you turn it into, the fragments for this one as well. So very simple, very easy to just, do all the stuff that is around here in the update. And then when you have all your 100 fragments, you can go ahead and you can go all the way over here to the crucible. Here you are going to craft the egg, as you can see right here. The egg is going to cost you 100 fragments, as you can see, and then you have the fragment of the egg basically that you are going to use to craft it, further than that. So just take your 100 fragments and turn them into the egg, and then you go to the hatch dragons, and there you can see here is the dragon as well. The stats on it is not super amazing, but anyways, no, not really necessary. But again, you need 400 of these coins as well. So if you basically at the end of the week, 400 coins is going to be very hard to obtain, and they also do despawn, so keep that in mind. They do despawn, of course. Not the egg does not despawn, so when you first have crafted that, it's not going to. Not the fragments either, as you can see. Of course I have them, and it's not Luxarion week right now, so they will not despawn, but the coins will despawn. So if you are like at if you can see, I cannot obtain 400 donut coins this week, I would not go crazy. I would buy some of the other stuff you can for the donut coins, but I would start like at a completely fresh week just to make sure that I would have enough of these. And when I do have the egg, I will go, you know, take a week where I get them, all of them, and make sure that I do have all 400. So make sure you do that at the start of the week and not at the end of the week. And because again, they will disappear when you do so as well. But it's a pretty simple recipe. Again, you just get, you know, the fragments as I talked about before. You get the egg, you get the flux, you get more of the, you know, donut coins, and then you have that dragon. As you can see, I have 31, so I didn't go crazy. I could have gotten, I don't think you can actually not get it in the first try. Even if you get 15, you know, that's not 100. No, that's almost 100. So you do need to have 2 rounds of that. So I would just take it slow, take it easy, chill a little bit, and just get as many fragments as you can. And then don't stress about getting rid of that. But I would stress, of course, a little bit when we do get to that week where you actually have to have 400 donut coins and get it all of them there. But anyways, that is how you're going to obtain the new dragon. Again, keep out for social media, keep an eye out for, you know, in-game, and yeah, again, Discord and such. So anyways, that was the last dragon in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.